This is Pierre Delacote working at Planet Technologies. I wanted to show you the process of creating a team before inviting people. So for the newcomers to Microsoft Teams, that might be helpful. So in my context, in my organization, I can create a team, so that's what I'm going to do, but you can't, if your organization is centralizing the creation, you just have to request the creation of the teams and then you catch up on what I'm doing. So, but not right now, I'm going to create a team. So I can probably search first if the team doesn't exist. So here, let's say that the scenario I want to implement in less than 10 minutes is to create a workforce around remote work. So I'll look for remote work, if the word is not used already in Teams, apparently now. So I'm going to create a team. I'm going to create from scratch my team. I'm going to make it private because it's just a demonstration. I give it a name, so I call it demo remote workforce. So I'll give it a description, explaining. I don't have the time here, but I will explain. So when you search for the team, you'll find the description. So I will describe here in reality, in real life, I will describe what the goal of this workforce of this team is. So make a short description that people can understand when they're trying to join the team. So I create the team, and then I can add right away people. Usually what I'm going to do if I'm working in real life scenario, I will add at least somebody which is special, which is a co-owner. Because if I'm getting sick, or if I'm going on vacation, or if I'm not available, there should be at least 2 owners to manage the permissions in the team. So here, since it's a demo, I just skip it. So now what? So now I have a team. It's empty. There's a name, a description, blah blah. I can set it up with more detail. So I can add a picture to the team. So I can change a picture. I can look for a picture. It's not ready yet, so I'll do it a little bit later. I can add permission. So right now, what I can do is define loose or not I am, meaning do I want everybody to have almost the same right than their peers in this team or not. So since maybe it's your first time, you don't want to add trouble to the complexity of learning this new environment, I'll suggest you to uncheck all those boxes so people cannot create or update channels. They cannot remove apps. They cannot delete and so on. So uncheck almost all of them. I think people can delete messages. That's good. Remember to create and update to move tabs. No. So uncheck everything almost, except for people to delete their message and edit their message. If you have to invite people outside of the company, you just have to go to this channel, but I'm not going to do that. For the at mention, this is a way to regulate the at mention. If you don't want people to over at mention everybody, you can uncheck that. If you want to invite people with a team code, you can do that and generate the team code for further and send the team code. But usually you don't have to do that and fun stuff. I'll keep it for everybody. I don't think there's any problem of having that on. And tags can be useful if you want to add mention a group of people, dedicated group of people, like, I don't know. So for that I will allow members to create tags, so they can add mention specific people within the teams. And that's about it about the settings. Just the image still not available. Probably it's because Teams is so used today that we don't have the right bandwidth to upload the pictures right now, and it's still working on it. So as you can see, there's one default channel. You cannot rename it, you cannot change it, you cannot delete it. It's there, and usually what you're going to do with this channel is you're going to use this channel to communicate. And so the first thing you want to communicate, even if you don't have anybody in the team, you can add already a message, which is the code of conduct, what I call the code of conduct. So to do the code of conduct, I'm going to press on this little button to have more options, and I'm going to just enter this code of conduct already written, and I can even make it bolder. Actually, usually use an enhancement when you're already have people in the team, but here I just want to be sure that when people are going to join the team. Oops. So just some reminder of how to use Team. It's pretty important for people to know what are the basic behavior in teams. So, and one of them is not well known, is the fact that every member of a team can modify, delete, create a document. So you can create a document, that's fine. You can modify a document, that can be fine. You can delete a file, but you're not really the one who created it, so that can be a problem. So you have to be aware of that every member has the same permission, and the members, if they're members, they can create, delete, modify any documents. And the other recommendation, I'll let you read it through the video, but since I need to go fast, I'm just gonna send this announcement. It's just within the team, so it's the first message people are gonna see. So now I'm gonna want to create for this workforce, let's say just 3 channels to start. So I'm gonna create a first channel for HR material. I'm gonna say it's public, so everybody gonna see the information in this channel. All the members will have access to the channel. So this channel is to handle all the discussion about what's important in terms of HR around remote work. And then I'm going to create another channel called sales. So this channel is to help sales to face the situation of remote working, because it's pretty complicated to approach a customer when you're a salesperson, in terms, first, when you're working remote, and second, in those times where you don't want to be pushy with the customers, so you might want to do some recommendations. So I had this channel to talk about this topic within the sales team and the HR team. So for the HR, then the first thing you have when you create a channel, you want to create folders, and obviously my team is not created, so this is really annoying, because apparently there's a lot of issues here in terms of creating a team. It's done for this channel, for general. It's not done yet for the general. So you see there's some latency here due to the fact that everybody is using Team right now, because everybody has to work remote. So here I'm gonna create a few folders. So pretty handy, pretty easy. I just hit new folder. I might want a folder on training. I might want to add a folder on policy, HR policy, and that's about it. I don't have much to do here. It's just to source some document about policy. I might build some policy, or might share some policy, and that's about it. For the sales, I know that my marketing team has already offerings around how to enable remote work, so I'm going to look in my SharePoint site where the documents are. So I have a marketing site with data sheet. So here's the site. It's a SharePoint site. So I just grab the address and go to the file structure. I don't want the sales to modify it, so I don't want to copy the document and then you can change the document. I just want to connect those documents here. So sorry, it's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going back. I just want to add cloud storage, so I'm connected to SharePoint existing site. Here, the URL I grab, I copy paste here. I grab the site. I choose a datasheet folder that I just showed you, and I add this folder. And now the sales will have access hopefully, within the channels, the sales channel. They will have access to documents that are stored in SharePoint, but they won't be able to modify them. Hopefully, doesn't count, yeah. So definitely there's latency. We'll see that later. Oh, we can do that. So let's add another channel, and let's call it COVID-19. So this channel is more about, let's say, communicating around the emergency that you can have around COVID-19. So I'm gonna add to this channel a website which I've captured, which is really key for understanding what's going on in terms of COVID-19. So I'm going to call it with the name I want. So let's call it that about COVID-19, and I'm going to put the address, which is https:// So it has a tab here, and so now I can navigate pretty easily, and people can find the latest news, the training, see if it's safe where they're living. So for example, if I'm going to somewhere there should be United States. Okay, if I want to filter in North Carolina where I live, and if there's not enough place here, people can just either write it or even open it on in their browser. So here I added this tab pretty easily. Just connect to a website. I could have had a connector, but I think Teams is so overloaded. We're gonna try it, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. But here, how you had an app that, for example, will send regular messages into the team. So this app is being used. So I'm gonna try to install it. No, I'm not sure it works. So their article provided by Bing, the Bing search Bing engine, and you can send to the channel. But apparently here I cannot change that. So I want to put it here. Set up the connector. Oh, it seems to work now. So what time would you like the digest to be delivered? Let's say, yeah, every morning at 8 a.m. I think it's a good timing for that. So, pretty easy to connect. There are tons of connectors, but find the connector that is the most useful for your team or for your channel. Install it, configure it in your channel, and then you're ready to go. So it's connected. Then the next day, tomorrow, I have some information in this channel. So I can also, maybe this time I can change the image here. Let's see. I'm doing that now. Okay, let's upload a picture. So I have a funny picture here, so I just put this picture. And so now I have this picture. I have my channels. I have HR channels. I have the folders. You can see they're still empty. So, for example, maybe I want to have an introductory presentation. I don't have one, but let's say this one is the presentation. So I just drag and drop it from my desktop into the Files tab in my HR. I just want to show you that because so it's easy to drag and drop. I could have drag it and drop it in another folder, and also it's easy to change the way you look at the document. So if you want to see document in big, even if they're, you can have a preview of the document, and you can also do several things on the document. You see now you can open obviously the document in PowerPoint Online or in the PowerPoint desktop or directly in Teams, and you can co-edit this document. So every member will be able to co-edit the document, which is pretty cool. But also you can take this document and say, I want it to be a tab. So directly I put it in the cockpit of my team. So directly now I have this document in the cockpit, and people can jump into this document right away. I can also take the document. I think it's an important document, so I pin it on top, and now it's there, and it will stay there. Even if I add all the folders, all the document, it will be there. I can also, if I want to, I can say this folder, or those folders, I want to synchronize them on my computer. So here I just have to press sync. And it will synchronize the channel folders and the documents that are in the channels, hopefully. So what it does, it creates, I'll show you another folders, it creates in your name of your company folder, it creates an image of this folder you just synchronized. So I did it for other folders, hopefully. I'm looking if there are, no, it hasn't been, yes it is, it's here. So here is my folder synchronized. And if I'd rather work directly in my Explorer because I'm used to it, I can work directly, and in fact it's the same than what I have here. So it's a perfect synchronization between both what I see in the Teams environment or what I see on my PC. And actually when I look at it here, you can see that it's not synchronized on my PC. So the document is not synchronized unless I decide to synchronize it. So if I open it, for example, I will synchronize it. So I'm not synchronizing this folder, won't store all the documents on my personal computer until I decide to say yes, I want to download it. So it's pretty easy, pretty cool, and I like to work because I work faster on Explorer when I have to deal with a lot of documents. So I like to synchronize some folder here. So I have my team, I have my folders, I have my documents, some of my documents. I have for the sales team, I have external documents. So you can see that there are the documents. Let's see the newest one. So virtual desktop deployment, how to deploy rapidly the desktop with a new solution of Microsoft. So you can have access to your entire desktop from home. So the Salesforce can see that document pretty easily. You just have to click on the document. It's there in their environment, and they can start to ask questions if they want to directly here. And if they don't understand this data sheet, they can ask a question and people can answer to them. And they, as you can see, that there's a little logo saying it's read-only because it's coming from another website which is not in Teams. I'm just referencing the document, but here what's cool is I can still reference documents. It's read-only, I cannot delete them, but I can chat on them. I can work on top of it. Also, what I can do is I can add a OneNote tab for the sales team. So I can create, there's already a OneNote tab, so I'm going to create and now it's referenced directly here. As you can see, for avoiding the problem of bandwidth right now with so many people working in Teams right now, they said you can still use OneNote, but you need to open OneNote in a web environment. So this is just one more step, but it's for everybody to be working well. So maybe they're gonna have questions about sales offering. Maybe you're gonna have question about how to contact customers. What help can we provide to our customers, etc. So if I come back on my team, now I have the same thing here. I can consult, and what you usually do is you link your maybe some content that is in your team, so some questions, and you add them into the OneNote. So little by little, I created my cockpit with my different channels. If I decide that this team is really important, so I just drag and drop it where I want it to be. So let's say I want it to be the first one. Yeah, now it's on top of my list. So now I have my pretty much what I wanted. I have a logo, I have a description, I have a code of conduct. But when the people are gonna come, when I'm gonna invite them within the team, they might not understand where is what, how I organize, what is my philosophy behind the scene. For example, let's add in another tab. I wanted to add actually two tabs. Training, teams training. So I want the team to, because I have an evolved environment, which is our learning platform, so I want people to know that they can have answers and can train themselves here. I want also to add, it's pretty easy, I want to add another website, which is a video. And this time it's a bunch of video. So right away when the person is coming here, if he looks there here, he's gonna see what's there, the cockpit, the files. But when it's the first time, it might not be that easy. You might think people will discover that, but they might not. So what I suggest for you is to start when you finish to build your team, before inviting people, I suggest you to record with either you schedule it or you just do it right now. So the meet now, and you record here. You record a session, which basically is going to be, I'm going to describe here how to navigate in the team that you've been invited to. So let me share my screen and let's go back to this team. So you've been invited to the demo remote workforce team, which is aimed to discuss, collaborate around HR topics, around sales topics connected to COVID-19. So we have several channels for you. The general channel is where we're going to do the main announcements that have an impact on our policy. So that's where you'll see important information. There's another channel called COVID-19 where you'll find information coming from Bing, the latest news if you want to be informed. I encourage you to check the data about COVID-19, which is a great site from Microsoft, where you can find out, depending where you live. For example, you'll look in the United States, in a state or even a county, you can see what are the statistics and see that what is the trending, and maybe you can figure out that if you have a team who's working there, it's better to stay home. We also had a HR folder where we're gonna store and work with you on documents around what policies do you want to put in place with the remote working. What training can we provide? There's a presentation from our CEO that explains our vision about remote working, and you can find this document right here. You can also have access to online Teams training. If you want to work remote, you better understand what's Team, because Team is going to be our major product to work. And there's also some videos on YouTube from colleagues of us who just share his expertise on Teams. So here in this channel HR, there are several links that are useful, and that's in the files you'll find the document that you're going to work on. And also, if you have any question, you use the posts to discuss all the HR topics. For the salespeople, there will be a sales channel, or they can chat, ask questions here too. Every member can answer to those questions. It's within this team, everything is public. And there's some files that might be useful for the Salesforce, which are the marketing data sheets. You can see that here. You can find all our data sheets and the latest one that are targeted to help our customer to work remotely with virtual desktop, or our Evolve offering for education of our commercial or governments, how to train their end user around Teams. So once again, if you have any questions, you ask your question there and post, and we'll try to centralize all your answers in this OneNote document, where we'll list the sales offering and the main questions you have. We'll centralize them here. The more recurring questions, let's say the FAQ, will be centralized in this OneNote environment. So welcome again to this Teams environment. We built it really quickly, and we wanted to make it very simple for you to use. I hope you enjoy it. Remember the codes of conduct. This is an environment where everybody needs to be to feel safe, so you can share your ideas, your concerns. We're here to establish a collaboration around this hot topic right now, so please feel safe. Ask any question, even if you feel you're not comfortable with this question, we won't judge you. We better you ask every question that is on your mind, on the mind of your peers, and we'll try to answer those questions all together. and build the best content for all the team. So have a great collaboration on this great topic. See you. So here I finished to record the meeting, and then it's gonna be recorded in a few minutes in an environment which is called Stream, which is part of Office 365, and you will have the recording right in the general channel. So people who are gonna come next, join next this environment, they will see the Teams are connected right away, and they will be able to check the meeting recording, so they can listen to the introduction, how to browse and how to navigate in the meeting. So as you can see, it was a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but it's because I had to explain what I was doing. But I can say quite frankly, it's a matter of maybe an hour to create a team, except if you want to really add a lot of content. But in an hour you can have a really nice environment, or Teams environment, with some content structure, which is really key here, and explain this environment to the people who are going to come on board after pretty easily, and I hope that will help some of you to create your Teams environment for your purpose. I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you all.